He's left out in no man's land. If he finds value, this could turn the tide of the round. But if he goes down, it's done. A showstopper and a Hunter's Fury. Plenty to help them out in the late round. Only one player spotted by that ult. Now alarm bells are ringing. Where's that second player? They're looking for him. Will they check the right angle though? The nade puts pressure on, brings Kata to the open. They've heard the shot. The showstopper, it lands. Zipban's down. And damage is being done to Mini. This round should have been impossible. There was no question of which way it would go, but somehow we're here with Kayak. 4 kills on the board, and mates, they're not even gonna go for it. Mini's out of here. He doesn't want to give the ace away, but they've given the damn round away. Kayak and Crashies, A main, they did it before. They did it before in a post plan, but this is outrageous.
That's a 2 versus 5. Like, that's what we've just witnessed. Like, the round before was okay, the 2v3. I think the one before was a 3v5. Like, they feel a little bit more forgivable. This is a round where they've used 3 ultimates to try and convert this one over the line. They even used a Nightfall in the 2v5 to reveal one of the players, and even still Kayak managed to do enough damage that it's then worth investing that showstopper. Which, if there isn't a backbreaker in this, if that's not it, I don't know what is. That's got to be just brutal for the side of Gentlemen, because that is one hell of a fumble.
Now, my guy made it look like we were running 2020 Rays all over again. He throws a nade, forces a guy out in the open, kills him. It's actually better that Crashies didn't get that kill, because then when the showstopper's fired out for 1 kill, guess what my guy's got online? Another nade. Throws it close. What does that do? Forces another player out in the open, and he kills him. This, every piece of utility landed exactly where it needed to. And for mates, what a frustrating way to see this slip away. The last map was their choice, and it was a disaster. They got rolled, and once Fnatic built up any steam, there was no stopping that train. Now, the brake's surely removed. It's a 4-2 start. And a 2v5 clutch that you were left to one player to save in as well.
Wait,
really
it's crazy as well, because the player that got 4 kills, they knew exactly where it was.
There was the other dude who was hit by a fatal.
That was the only thing that I thought, like, oh, Crashy's shooting and not getting the kill is just kind of like, oh, well, now they know where you are. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. He was just along for the ride. Just watching Kayak activate his frag movie.
I go for a round. Got to spectate.
He's on T-Tours. Well, nonetheless, 4-2. That's not a scoreline that we should be looking at. I'm always happy to see those clutch rounds from Fnatic, but it's just starting to get more and more brutal for mates that they can't convert these. Next, it has to be a 1v5. That's the only way that they can make it that little bit worse.
Well, Tom, you spoke about mates having all their ultimates, and as you can see, there's a couple missing at this point. They've invested a lot. Fnatic had all their ultimates.
Yeah, just the showstopper gone.
Yeah. The investment and the return upon it, mind-boggling. And there it is. Boaster's on the board. He's got his first kill in the spawn. What a shot. Now they move to the site slightly. Stacked up though, some utility waiting. Mini's in a bit of trouble. They know he's here. They're right up on him. Crashies, Alpha showing up, leaving Cadaver to grasp at straws. That's 2 and almost a 3rd. That was very close indeed, but not close enough, because despite that big performance, that's the only performance that mates have had in this round. Other than that, the show is cancelled. We move on to tomorrow night. 5-2, looking likely. It's Robbie BK to try to put a wrench in Fnatic's plans.
I'll find you.
Can he put one back on the board? I think they need it for the morale at this point. Already trying to force out, but with both of these ultimates online, it's never going to be easy. They might not even need them. The dart revealing the Molotov onto the spike. This is the post plan of Fnatic. It's never going to be easy from this stage. There's a reason that these players are so good at surviving, so good in the late round. That is a 5th guaranteed, and although again there was a little bit of a spark, a moment where mates seemed like they could turn it, it's not going to be the case. 5 in a row for Fnatic. Only the pistol and second have gone the other way.
That flame is quickly being snuffed out. Fnatic's map pick, and it certainly has that vibe to it. Domination across the board. It's the opening pick by Boaster. The fight on the site looking comprehensive. Kata finds a gap, but it's not enough. Mates, they've got a lot of problems sitting in front of them. It's all blurring into one when the timeouts were used. They've used the timeout here as well, right, Tom? Just a couple rounds ago. Not one. This squad is in trouble, to say the least. 5 in a row for their opponents. Still 4 ultimates for Fnatic, and one of them has just been used. You thought Alfier was doing a pretty good job so far. Well, obviously you see on the hood, he's got only a pistol. But obviously in his hands is a big golden gun. 1 shot to the body, that's all you need. And he's got 5 bullets. The fact that it's Alfier we're talking about, that is terrifying.
It's also worth giving the context. This could be pressure. Because for Gentlemates or Fnatic, one of these teams is out of kickoff. Gentlemates took a map off best team in EMEA and Heretics, and while Boaster, he's now under serious pressure. Again, we've talked about this aggression. This is what had the success with the defense, and Kadabra is going to give them that advantage. Chronicle even swinging back in, and it looked like a chance, but they have been slaughtered. Mention a 1v5. Thankfully, it is going to be denied. An in-zone flawless to break back onto the board for Gentlemates.
That's what we needed to see. And again, it's this man, Kata, another 4K ace. Denied. Looking at you, Mini. But a nicely timed bit of aggression up through main. Mini's there with them as well, so they're confident to just post up and take these duels. Not even Alfier can land the shot before one of those two fires one right back. And with 3 on the board, they're still hot on Fnatic's heels. The problem is, that's 1 round, and it was 5 in a row for Fnatic. They still have 3 ultimates to fall back upon, and this is going to change the pace for Fnatic. Now they're looking to take the fight straight to them, to give no quarter to Gentlemates, the B side under threat.
They still have Orbital Strike and Hunter's Fury, so they can use one of those to clear out some of the more dangerous angles. Well, that was dangerous for Alfier. There is that clear. Actually comes through from the defensive side, and already Click is going to go down. This leaves Mini in a very awkward position, and in fact they've had to fall back at least a little bit. Maybe not enough as Kayak is cleaning up.
Yeah, those smokes as well, that's where they had to fall back into, so it leaves one guy out in the open. Easy punish for Fnatic. Orbital Strike used. It's not going to be on point. Kadabra is still ready to take that ground and hold it with both hands. It's Boaster alone against 2. Spike down on the site, 50 seconds. He's got the time, and Robbie BK speaking. He's given the chance away. On the mini-map, it might have looked like an easy trade, but Kadabra was down below. And Boaster, well, he has no idea. Last spotted on the opposite side. Kata, where's he going? Is he expecting the A rotation? I think it's the right call, and it is.
Look at Boaster, perfect tandem. Literally almost aligned on the map.
It's perfect. That's a straight line.
It's whether or not
he's gonna be here.
Both players start to second guess. That's the real question. And the cross for Boaster's going to be tough. He's going to walk straight into his opponent. Kadabra with the perfect read. He really has been the man of the moment for Gentlemates as another round climbs onto the board, and he is at the heart of it.
What a nice read by him. Let's keep in mind the Orbital Strike was used on his head in this round. They took Click down, having pushed up on A. Rolling Thunder used to push into the B site. Avoided, but still, there was a pick taken by Fnatic. That's a stacked round up against them. Robbie BK does well to find this 2-piece, and in the chaos, while those players are pushing forward to try to make some ground up to trade out the players that have fallen, Kadabra is just picking the team apart, but it's that read in the 1v1. Of course Boaster's going to go the other way. He doesn't know where you are. You could be in heaven. You could have wrapped around where you were in main. Everything is open. Instead, he takes it to a new battleground, but Kata was way ahead of it. Aggression tempered sometimes, but right now it's just slightly delayed into a shift wall contact that they continue. Even after, I thought they were going to go back.
Oh, that's the thing. That's where the success has come from Gentlemates, is these aggressive takes. The only problem is not having that ability to escape. They don't want to at this point. The stun from Zipan. We mentioned that role swap. He has been doing work, putting that utility into play. With a Rolling Thunder now available, him staying alive is important. He's got to be careful that he doesn't miss the timing. They are looking to swing in behind him. It's actually his teammate that loses his life.
Kayak's gotten himself a double. This is Fnatic in the lead now. Just 5 health on Kayak with the
He got naded out.
Robbie's down below with nowhere to go. Showstopper was even fired in for security. Not quite needed. Mini's the last one alive, and that is short-lived.
That's cursed. He was hiding in the attacker smoke that they put down, and that's exactly where Kayak decides to nade. He's got a choice of trying to run through the entire nade backwards or jump forwards, which is just immediate death. Again, a decent recovery. This is what I was saying though, I love the replay, just catching him out, but it's then just the repositioning from Fnatic, taking some of that aggressive control to try and deny them from having any control in the retake. Come on out. Getting up to 6 rounds, you have to bear in mind where Fnatic have struggled prior on this map was the attack. Defensively, this compass looked very good.
That's it, with already a decent amount of rounds built up. How much more will they have? 2 to go. Gentlemates, well, their credits have been knocked down to the last. Victory here for Fnatic will make the follow-up even easier. Operator for Alphayer and the full squad grouped up other than him, looking for this main fight, looking to run right into Click. But the utility is there from Zipan as well, waiting to pop that stun. They suspect that players could be close to the door. The stun goes through, the flash is perfect, and Click... No, it's actually the stun now, but it doesn't matter. Click's not using any of that utility. He's just firing on all cylinders. That's a quick double before he gets taken out. Alphayer, revealed, forced back, flashed, everything's coming his way. A Prowler on him, and it's caught him too. Can't see a damn thing, and he'll eventually be put to bed. A bombardment of utility comes out of Gentlemates, and that gets them north side control. With main having been stalled out, it's not really anywhere from Fnatic's perspective to go with this. It's a 2v4, Tom. Mates shouldn't lose this.
No. We've seen that already. They'll have an early warning system of that Cypher utility. I think Chronicle just moments ago faked out the sound on the door to try and bait players into believing that they were still around this area. That's all that they needed though. A player walking in, the camera's still there for Mini, so they have pretty much everything they need other than the advanced position of Boaster, but that's going to be caught as well. Chronicle now in a 1v4. We've already seen a multitude of clutches going in Fnatic's direction, but this would have to be the best of them, and not really a lot of space for him to deal anything. Even with an Aftershock in hand, he can't get back past that trip and just has to give up the round. It will be another for Gentlemates.
Yeah, with Kayak and Crash, he's having limited investment ability for the next one. Their portfolio is going to have to be buffed out. So saving that weapon certainly helps in that regard. Click finding so much control. The first kill was on the back of a flash, so that's a little easier, and it happened to be just as they were about to peak. The second was individual prowess.
This is the thing, again, I want to give credit to Zipan. He's not even getting all of the assists he deserves, because he not only put a flash through, the stun to help with the second kill, there was an Aftershock holding back another player, and then he puts the pop flash to help kill Alphayer as well. So his utility was all over the shop, trying to help his teammates from the middle of the map. It's not the most rewarding job in the world when you look at the scoreboard, but he's definitely been one of the main reasons we've seen them pick up rounds.
Mates have pushed up into A main this time, already forcing back Alphayer with a Prowler through the door. This might put a wrench in the plans for Fnatic, who wanted to do a 3-2 split into A site, but with only 2 players on that weaker side of A, with very little utility to clear those corners that they've now given up, you either wait for the north side for the satellite play, or you look somewhere else. But the rotation of Crashies to go back with these guys, maybe that's the idea. Now you've got a drone, now you've got a reveal as well. It's going to be much easier to get into A main. As we're seeing, it's going to be extremely easy to get into A main. It's being given up now by Mates.
Oh, the drone will be heard. Could be a ruse, so it hasn't pulled a full rotation just yet. The defense have a lot in terms of their ultimates though, both committed, but it doesn't matter. Alphayer is quicker on the trigger. The only problem now is that timer. 25 seconds to make their way onto the site. The defense has fully rotated in, but the nade should deny any potential for aggression. That post-plant will be had, and as said, that's always where Fnatic are the most fierce.
That it is. Kayak's up close this time, though. Well, never mind. That's not a problem at all. In fact, it's a problem for Gentlemates. Molly forces them forward into Boaster. And a quick mow down as the rest of the squad was forced into the A-side hold, thanks to Kayak wrapping up behind. 7 on the board. Not a bad display from Fnatic.
Yeah, no, and this is a moment for Mates where they had a decent recovery towards the end, but could have been in a much better position. If they're going to survive in this tournament, this now comes down to them. Can they do it after the break? Enough. There's one with a nade.
What?
I've seen this one before.
Yeah, and he had a lot less help.
He was expected, but it doesn't matter. Still going to be able to find the kill. Trade back. Showstop has been used, and there's another one. It is falling apart once again. Mini now left to try and clutch this one out, but they know where he is. Already utility being sent through, but the defuse has been stopped. Unable to hold on to it, at least for now, continuing to just try and spam on, but already Tahabi needs some kills, and Kayak, who guessed it? He'll be the savior of the day again.
It's starting to seem like the door might be shut on Gentlemates. We've seen them put up some decent performances here at kickoff, but Fnatic, a squad recently, like you said, sent down in a surprise loss. That's not something this team takes lightly. Their Abyss looked weak before, but in this matchup, it was flawless.
He thought there was a gap.
That in the replay. Yeah, and now this map, it seems to be the same sort of thing. We're looking at another potential 13-5, another huge turnaround. Like we said, Fnatic struggled against Na'Vi. They're not happy with that. They went back to the drawing board, came in here. Issues seem to be fixed, or at least not being exploited.
The biggest thing for me in the last two series, those difference makers, has been Kayak. Series 1, he was fine. Like, he wasn't the worst player in the whole server. He wasn't the best, but in the last two, he has been the best. Like, he was fantastic on map 1. Okay, maybe Althea could have pipped into the post. And this map is not even arguable. He has won them rounds individually off his back. The same thing he was doing within the tier 2 on his grind through Ascension. Right now, he is 21-9. There is not anybody even remotely close. In fact, the closest player is Kadabra, who's been doing his best. The remaining member of Mates from last year, but it's seeming like they might be dealt a similar hand. Still, I would say this squad, it's early in its life cycle, where it's not all doom and gloom, but it does turn out that maybe they're not quite ready to take down Fnatic.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it certainly a team that tests the best of the best, and for Mates,
if you go out to Heretics and Fnatic, it is what it is. And like, as your first tournament as a team, first time IGLing at tier 1, if you lose to Heretics and Fnatic, I'm going to forgive you. I'll let it be.
Well, even then, you know, they took down Apex. I think Apex still has one of the highest performing players here in kickoff. Morescent was looking fantastic. It's a team that's certainly not pulled any punches, but when it matters, it seems that the shots land on their chin. Fnatic not looking to be eliminated, not looking to give Gentlemates the start of their own legacy. Rolling Thunder put through. It's desperation for Mates. They used it for Sand, but Fnatic were far back, waiting for this play to come in, whether it was the ult or some util. They stayed out of danger. Now the question is, can Mates capitalize on the little space that they got for a big ultimate, for the only ultimate that they've got to work with?
Robbie BK is one away. A plant would do, or a kill would be nice. Chronicle's still within the sight. There's plenty of Fnatic players here, but he is stuck in the mud. You'd think he'd be dead by now, and finally Zipan's managed to put him in his grave. And while everything seems to be going the way of that attack side, Althea was left as a lone defender on the other side of the map. Now, he is one off a tour de force, so in reality he'll have an op next round no matter what, so he could give it a go.
He could. The risk of giving them the op, but swap over to the rifle. Reload as well. They certainly know where he is. The cam confirms it, and Kadabra puts the bullet between the eyes. That's that one. Put to bed, and they've just walked over the op. Does anyone want it? Nah, not on the attack side, and especially on this map. 11-6, 5-round gap, doable, obtainable, but for mates, it is certainly looking unlikely. You think about Kayak, 21-10 at the moment. All he needs is 1 round, and they're at least guaranteed the OT. And he's had nothing but rounds so far.
Yeah, the amount of rounds that have looked done that he's been able to take. And that's also, it's also then gambling on like other players not being there. Like it's so difficult to find a way to have that belief. BBL did it in their victory on Split. From a worse scenario than this is so aggressive though. So aggressive round the edge of the cage, and maybe the round is right now. The 3rd kill, well, it was yoinked by the IGL. That's the IGL tax. But how do you find a way back into this one? I'm looking at Kadabra. He needs another one.
What a round to do it in too, man. For mates, that smoke is not making things easy. Peeking in, you can see nothing. They've got all the info, and well, he did hit him. That's not a missed shot. That won't lower the accuracy rating. 12-6 in zone flawless. Tom, they start this round out. They pop the Tour de France. You're now thinking, okay, there's a dude, a very scary dude, stood with a weapon that can kill me instantly, and he can get out. So they're starting to use their util. They're popping cages on the corners, so you can't get that quick pick. They're trying to make this a bit annoying. They'll cam behind,
Flash
clear the space.
As well.
And instead, Fnatic, they know. They want to go and get a little bit aggressive in this round where you're not ready for it, where you're not just swinging straight in to take. What in the world is going on here? You know what? The first game confused me. I didn't know what I was looking at Valorant-wise. Now I'm just perplexed across the board.
Move very swiftly on. as swiftly on as I can. Here we go, Kayak. He is stealing the show! We said, does he have a round left in him? It turns out this is his game, his stage, and well, maybe even a little bit more. He's looking to send Gentlemates packing. It's over. It's done. Fnatic with an in-zone flawless. You never would have guessed it. A dominant performance from start to finish, and Kayak is the man of the moment.
Land.
La enemy. watch parties with him. And streaming lava 50.
Kan off day daw.
Agak ketam. Level yang sangat itu. Thank you.